A California police officer was arrested and is potentially going to be charged on assault weapon possession due to the fact that he had a Franklin Armory CA7 pistol that was modified to be semi-automatic. Let's talk about what we know and what we don't know today and what you might need to do. We're going to get into that today. Now, for those of you that don't know, I'm not a lawyer. I'm not pretending to be a lawyer. I'm going to give you some information, but ultimately you got to do your own research as far as whether or not you choose to accept that. But this is not legal advice. I just got to give that disclaimer because this is a very heavily legal situation. Let me read you the title of this. San Francisco deputy charged for carrying illegal assault weapon into City Hall. Now, that's pretty dumb to do, right? But this is an article from KRON4, and I've seen several other articles that basically give the same information. There's some stuff that we're missing, but this is something that should be considered. Now, let's see. A San Francisco sheriff's deputy has been charged for carrying an illegal assault weapon into City Hall last year, according to District Attorney Chelsea Boudin. The DA's office said Jalen Rosales was arrested for bringing a modified semi-automatic pistol into the building on November 19th. Officials say Rosales surrendered on Tuesday after posting bail. He was released. On November 8th, 2019, officials say Rosales had left his backpack in a locker room following an event at City Hall. Rosales asked another deputy to grab his backpack and found the weapon. Officials say the weapon was registered to Rosales. It was a Franklin Armory pistol, which is legal, but was modified to be used as a semi-automatic weapon, making it illegal in California. This arrest is a reminder, and this is in quotes from Boudin, This arrest is a reminder that no one is above the law. My office will continue to hold accountable our law enforcement officers whom we trust to know and abide by the laws around gun possession, Boudin said. Rosales will be arraigned on August 20th. So on August 20th, we might know some more information. So basically, this shows us a couple things. One bigger topic that I want to discuss is the fact that a cop ratted on another cop about an illegal assault weapon. So for those of you that say, oh, just because my buddy that's a cop would never do this, my buddy that's a cop or my buddy that's a sheriff or the sheriffs around here would never charge you for that, this shows that it doesn't matter about those cops. It's the cops that will, the cops that are, and the cops that are currently going after people for gun laws that shouldn't really be existing in the first place. It's not about what the law is, it's about what law should be. You're disobeying your oath to the Constitution when you go out and enforce these gun laws, but they will do it. Now, this article mentions that it was a Franklin Armory pistol, which is legal, but was modified to be used as a semi-automatic weapon, making it illegal in California. I'm not entirely certain whether or not the gun was converted to a fixed mag situation or if it was just the fact that it was made into an unsafe handgun. Because if you look at the way that things are worded with the state legislation on the Safe Handgun Roster website, I believe it says that modification of a single shot pistol, and it gives examples of connecting gas tubes, changing uppers and whatnot, may be considered making an assault weapon. And then it talks about the single shot being converted to semi-auto could be considered making a unsafe handgun, which are two separate things. The assault weapon versus the unsafe handgun roster. Many people, some lawyers included, disagree with the fact that you can't modify a handgun to be semi-auto as long as it's not an assault weapon. They say that you're not actually manufacturing, but that's up for you to decide. I will try to find a link to the Mitchell lawyers' description of that. But when it comes to an assault weapon, if that gun had a fixed magazine, it could legally be semi-auto as far as the assault weapon laws are concerned. So this is kind of concerning because I know that many people do have their non-semi-auto pistols made by Franklin Armory or maybe made by Gunfighter Tactical, 2A Zone, and many other companies that make single-shot or bolt-action pistols that have converted it to semi-auto. Does that make it illegal? Because if we just go based off the assault weapon ban laws, if that officer had a fixed magazine on it, he's in the clear. But if we look at the single shot or safe handgun roster, I believe it says aftermarket changes or modifications made to a certain single shot pistols, and it says single shot. An example, changing the upper receivers, connecting gas tubes, may be considered making these pistols into assault weapons. And then it lists the penal code. The purchaser could be in violation of penal code section 3600 or 30,600 prohibiting the manufacture of assault weapons, and penal code 30605A prohibiting the possession of unregistered assault weapons. Now, that's kind of concerning, but we really are mostly focused on the fact that if you make an unsafe handgun, is that actually manufacturing? We don't know. And I think that's what a lot of people are concerned right now. Ultimately, my general advice when it comes to AR pistols is don't have them assembled when you're traveling, when you're any time that you could be encountered by a police officer, when you're out on the range, when you're out in the middle of nowhere, when you're out on private property. Do whatever you want, do whatever you're comfortable with. But my general advice is when you're traveling or transporting a AR-15 pistol in the state of California, I'm going to always say that you definitely should have that disassembled or assembled in the original factory single shot or the original factory bolt action repeater version in the case of Franklin Armory. Because this does, this is kind of scary. We're going to see on August 20th how this pans out, because this could get bad. I mean, if it were to be written down into case law saying that anyone that converts a Franklin CA7 or CA11 or CA12 or any one of the other single shot exempt pistols into semi-auto, that could be a big deal. But I'd like to hear what you guys have to say down below. This is kind of urgent. I'm going to try to quickly get this video out to you guys. But you know the drill. Have fun, be safe, stay dangerous. Peace. All right. Well, got a bit of a sour taste in my mouth from that, so we are going to shotgun a claw just to further reiterate to you guys that I am not a lawyer. I've said this before. Just because there are no laws when you are drinking claws does not mean that I am an expert on the law, or the lack thereof, I guess. We're gonna shotgun this. I'm gonna take my sweet ass time popping this open, because like I've said before, I don't like cutting my lips. I'm too damn old for that. I see people all the time, and I used to be one of those people biting it open with their teeth or popping it open with their thumb. I'm just too old for that at the ripe old age of 26. So, here we go. Can we get a buzzer, a shot timer? Boop! Peace.
Not with that pistol. Oh shit! Dude, what are you playing on?